All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about something absolutely critical for anyone who's in the public eye. It's called identity shielding. And honestly, it all comes down to this one simple idea: protect the brand, protect the bag. Because let's be real, in today's world, your online identity is your career, it's your income. In one bad click, just one, can put everything you've ever worked for on the line. So let's break down exactly how you stop that from ever happening.
Now, to really get why this matters so much, we're not going to start with a bunch of boring theory. No, we're going to jump straight into a real world story, a cautionary tale. Let's call it the game time example. And you're about to see just how fast a brand that took years to build can come crashing down.
So, meet Asha. She's a top athlete, 80,000 followers, doing everything right. Her nightmare kicks off with what looks like an amazing opportunity: a DM from what seems to be a legit verified brand. They're offering a gear sponsorship. They send over a link to an NDA. She clicks it, fills it out, and goes to sleep, probably thinking, yes, just landed another deal. But by the next morning, her entire world is flipped upside down. She's locked out of her own account. The attacker doesn't waste any time. They immediately start blasting out crypto scams and, even worse, messaging her real sponsors. The damage? It was fast and it was brutal. Within just a few hours, one of her biggest brand deals gets put on pause, all from a single click, a 2-week crisis that put her entire career in jeopardy.
And Asha's story, man, it just perfectly captures this idea. It's the double-edged sword of being visible, right? The very thing that gives you all this leverage, all this opportunity. Well, it also paints a giant target on your back. A compromised account isn't just some small hassle. It's a direct threat to your contracts, your partnerships, and the trust you spent years, maybe your whole life, building with your audience.
So, the big question is, how do you stop a disaster like Asha's from happening to you? Well, it all starts with building a rock-solid defense. You've got to approach your digital security with the same laser focus you bring to breaking down game film. Your first line of defense is all about locking down your identity and controlling who gets in. Let's get into the plays you need to run. Okay, these 4 things right here, they're your non-negotiables. First step, secure your handle. That means go out and claim your username on every major platform, even if you don't plan on using them. Why? Because it stops an impersonator from grabbing it first. Step 2, you have to use a password manager. It's like a digital vault that creates and remembers unique, crazy strong passwords for everything. Step 3, turn on multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Seriously, think of it like a second deadbolt on your door. Even if someone steals your password, your key, they still can't get in without your phone. And finally, get that blue check mark. Apply for verification everywhere you can. It's the simplest way to signal to the world that you are the real deal.
And this all ties back to a really crucial idea. Being consistent is actually a security move. When your handle, your profile picture, and your bio are the same everywhere, you're building a strong, authentic brand. But any gaps, any platform where you don't have a profile, that's basically an open invitation for an attacker to set up shop and start causing damage in your name. Next up, we've got to talk about your digital footprint. I want you to think of your attack surface, like all the possible doors and windows into your digital life. The more info you have just floating out there publicly, the more chances an attacker has to find a way in. So our goal is simple. We're going to shrink that surface and make you a way, way harder target.
This right here shows the problem perfectly. Social media platforms, they want you to share everything, so the default settings are just wide open. By default, pretty much anyone can tag you. Your location might get slapped onto your posts without you even realizing it. And everything's public. Attackers love this. But here's the thing. By taking just 10 minutes to switch over to secured settings, where you approve tags, location data is off, and maybe your posts are just for your followers, you basically slam the door on their main snooping tools.
But it gets even deeper than just your settings. Let's talk about something called metadata. This is basically invisible data that gets baked into every single photo and video you post. And it can include the exact GPS coordinates of where you took it, what kind of phone you used, the precise time. It's like leaving a trail of digital breadcrumbs that can reveal your private life, your routines, your patterns, to anyone who's looking for it.
The good news is you are in control here, and the steps are simple. First, go into your phone settings and turn off location services for your camera and social apps. You can also find apps that will strip this metadata for you before you post. And here's a huge one. Get into the habit of not posting from sensitive places, like your home or hotel, in real time. Wait till you leave. And I love this tip. Schedule a social audit Sunday. Just once a month, take a few minutes to review your settings and see what you've been sharing. Look, it's about being precise, not paranoid. All right, now we get to the single most common type of attack out there. And it has nothing to do with fancy code or hacking a computer. It's called social engineering. You see, most attacks don't start with a computer hack. They start with a human hack. It's all about tricking you.
So if it's not about code, then how did they actually do it? I mean, how did they manage to fool a smart, savvy athlete like Asha? Well, they use these very specific psychological tricks that are designed to bypass your logical brain and play on your natural instincts. Here's their playbook. These are the most common tactics. First, imitation. They'll pretend to be someone you trust, your coach, your agent, or, like in Asha's case, a big brand. Then, they'll create urgency. They'll tell you some amazing offer is about to expire, trying to rush you into making a mistake. They'll use flattery, for sure, praising your last performance or offering you some exclusive deal to make you feel special and drop your guard. And maybe the most clever one is familiarity. They'll mention something real that you just posted about to make their story sound completely legit.
So what's your defense? It's a simple 3-step process for any weird or unexpected request. The second you get a DM asking for info or pushing you to click a link, the first, most important thing you do is just pause. Don't react to the excitement or the fear, just stop. Step 2 is verify. Get off whatever platform they messaged you on and use a channel you already trust, like a phone number you already have, and text or call the person or company to see if it's really them. And step 3 is deny. Make this a hard and fast rule. You never, ever approve password changes or share sensitive info based on a DM, period. You know, all of this really leads to the single most important idea I want you to walk away with. We have to stop thinking about digital security as some boring tech problem. It's not. It's a professional discipline, and it's just as vital as your physical training, your nutrition, everything. Because that's exactly what it is. Your digital identity isn't just a bunch of profiles. It is a financial asset. It's what secures you sponsorships. It's a performance asset that connects you with your fans and opens up new opportunities. And when that gets compromised, the consequences are very real, hitting both your brand and your bank account. So let's end on this thought. You bring this incredible level of discipline to your training every single day. You would never ignore an injury or blow off a workout, right? Because you know that every tiny weakness can turn into a huge problem down the line. It is time to apply that exact same discipline to protecting your digital self. Because in this game, every weak point, every reused password, every default setting, every unverified DM, it becomes an entry point for an attack. So the question is, are your defenses as strong as your game?